Texans lost tonight against the Detroit Lions, 26-23. Hey, I got the score right. Just not the win as I was predicting for the Houston Texans. You can hear that I have that pessimistic, upset voice in my tone right now. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of The Lead. Your host, as always, Harley Dugan. This was an upsetting game. You can hear it in the tone of my voice. As many Texans fans are, we're very upset about the ending of this game, specifically the second half of this game, because the Houston Texans came out, turnovers, defense was swarming. The defense showed up to play today. The defense did their thing. I don't know what else you want this defense to do. They played their asses off. Kudos to the defense because they did their thing. They went and made Jared Goff look like Jared Goff's first few years in the NFL. They made him look bad. And the defense created 5 turnovers today, and really 4. One of the turnovers, one of the INTs was a Hail Mary attempt. Come on, man. What are we doing? Regardless, though, to create that many turnovers, to create the amount of pressure they did, and the Houston Texans to still drop an L. This was an upsetting game, to say the least. The Texans dropped 23 points in the first half, and I had tweeted out a collective thought that every Texans fan had. Put the foot on the gas pedal and don't let up. And guess what? Guess what, motherfucker? The Houston Texans decided, you know what, man? Take that damn foot off the gas pedal. We're going to let this team come back, or we're going to try to win it with a field goal. Typical Houston Texan fashion. And it sucks to say that. I hate saying that. I hate that I got to sit here and talk to this camera and tell all of y'all it's the same old Houston Texans. It's the same old. Conservative play calling, conservative head coaching, bad quarterback play too. CJ Stroud had 2 interceptions in the third quarter. One of them should have been a touchdown to Tank Dell. Not a good throw. Aired it out. Carlton Davis, makes a play on the ball because the ball was just up in the air forever. It was a damn balloon up there. The first play right out of the second half, boom, here you go. There's a flat that I'm just going to throw flat. And Carlton Davis, interception. CJ Stroud did not have a good second half, to say the least. The fourth quarter, and the Houston Texans, they had one, man. They got a 3rd and 4. There was a pass interference that was not called. But personally, I'm not upset about the missed pass interference call. I'm more upset that the Houston Texans have not scored a single touchdown in the second half since the New England Patriots game. That is what I'm upset about. I'm upset that the Houston Texans are the same old team. They are a conservative team, and they are 6-4. And you got a damn Fortnite streamer called Ninja calling the Houston Texans fraudulent. And they showed every bit of that word. They showed every bit of the definition tonight in the second half. The Houston Texans decided to be a fraudulent team. They dropped the loss tonight against the Detroit Lions, a game where they were up 23-7 and squandered the lead in the second half and lost 26-23. This Texans team has to be looking at firing offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick. This Texans team has to be looking at firing offensive lines coach Chris Strausser. Something has to happen. There has to be a shakeup. I'm looking for the adjustments. Where was the adjustments from Bobby Slowick? Because we can have a real conversation and talk about how this offense did absolutely nothing without the turnovers from this defense. The defense doesn't create the turnovers. This offense doesn't do nothing. Absolutely nothing. CJ Stroud and company, they played an average game. Offensive line couldn't get the run game going. Joe Mixon was stymied through the whole game. Expect more of that from opposing defenses. But what really sucks is that, you sacrificed the run game in order to get some sort of decent pass protection when you had good pass protection. You had some good plays from CJ Stroud and company. But overall, this game falls on Bobby Slowick. No adjustments in the second half from Bobby Slowick. It also falls on your quarterback, CJ Stroud. And this also falls on head coach DeMeco Ryans. Conservative-ass head coaching. It ends up being a Gary Kubiak's type of head coaching style. And Gary Kubiak got fired, by the way. And I'm not trying to imply that DeMeco Ryans should get fired, but this is upsetting to see that week in and week out, it is so obvious sitting my ass on a damn chair. And if I can predict it, can you imagine a head coach with 20 plus years in the NFL experience can predict? If my fat ass in the damn chair can predict what's going to happen, then my goodness, it is upsetting. And what really upsets me is that the Houston Texans have phoned it in. DeMeco Ryans and the Houston Texans have phoned this in. They are content with winning the division and being a wild card divisional round exit. They are so content with that you have their own media members content with it as well. You got a media member in DJ Bieniemy tweets out, "Oh man, I was hot. I was hot." Texans started 6-4 last year and went on to the divisional round. Tonight is a bad loss, but it's not a season-ending type loss. They're right where they were last year through 10 games. Still a lot to play for. Still have a decent AFC South lead. Ladies and gentlemen, the AFC South is right there for the Houston Texans. If you are conservative, if you want to just phone it in for the rest of the season and say, hey, no problem, man. No problem. I'm happy with the AFC South. Cool. If that's what you're happy for, this channel ain't for you, man. I'm going to be honest with y'all right now. The Houston Texans should be playing for a lot more. The Houston Texans in the second year was supposed to take a leap. They have not taken a leap. They are still the same team from last year. They haven't improved in any area whatsoever. Offensively, this is a horrible team. Defensively, they've improved, but the offense continues to put the defense in bad situations, and you continue to put too much on the plate for the defensive side of the ball. They can swarm all they want. They can have that nastiness and all of that great swarm mentality that DeMeco Ryan types us up on. But ultimately, at the end of the day, the Houston Texans and this offense is so inadequate. It is so inept that I am willing to say, get Bobby Slowick out of the offensive coordinator calling duties. Get him away from play calling duties. Give it to Gerard Johnson. If you are tired of the Houston Texans in this offense, go ahead and hand the keys over. Go ahead and hand it over to Gerard Johnson, because why in the world is Nico Collins not active for this game? If Nico Collins is active for the game, I believe it gives you at least more of an even better chance of winning this game. And you were up 23-7. And that's a sad reality that the Houston Texans let this one up. They let it slip right through their hands. And I'm upset, as you can hear. I know Texans fans are upset. Let me know down in the comment section how you're feeling after this loss tonight. Late video, but man, whatever. As always, guys, go Astros, go Rockets, go Texans. You have a blessed night.